Hello, hello, hello. Here we are, jumping from one amazing speaker to the other one. And here in my studio, I'm welcoming Balázs from Hungary, from my place. Please give me a tour, Rudi.
Hello, jó reggelt mindenkinek! So, hello everyone.
That was Hungarian good morning. If you haven't understood, I will translate. So nice. It's very weird, but we will talk English with Balázs. And Balázs is, I know him from a very long time because we were working together at the same company, at a multinational company in Hungary. And I got to know him there. And he is the, how would I say, the father of project management and a lot of other things.
I'm a humble user of the project management tools, maybe.
So today we are here to get to know you a little bit better. We have around 15 minutes to talk about this topic. And please, audience, if you like it and if you want Balázs back, just write a lot of yeses in the comments so that I can bring him back for another session until the end of the summit. Balázs, let's set the definition straight. So what is a project, and is it only for work or is it also for your life?
I think project management is a life skill, and actually that's why I'm here. Projects are all around us. I mean, if you graduated in a school, if you organized your wedding, if you built a house or renovated your flat, you are already a project manager. And of course, in work, we participate in many projects. But still, this is my experience, and not only in Hungary, but in the multinational companies as well, that we don't learn project management, not in school, not in our companies. How you become a project manager, your boss looks around, hey, Andy, you just come here, we'll have a big meeting, customer party, please organize it for next week, and bang, you don't know what to do, how to start, and that's it. That's why project management is a life skill, I think. I don't hear you, Andy.
Yes. So most of the time we are pushed into the deep water to do this project and to learn on the go, which is, I would say, it's also good and it's also bad, because a little bit of preparation is good, but also I believe if we are pushed into the deep water, it somehow makes us more, makes us want more, makes us to be more prepared, makes us more curious. And I don't know what you think, but in the world out there, maybe we got a little bit too convenient, so we are struggling more just because of that. What do you think about this?
I think if you want to be a good worker, I mean, in any field, if you're an entrepreneur in your company, if you work for a multinational company, then in your other organization, you have to be skilled in various things, and project management is only one of them. So if you want to be a project management ninja, let's say, then you have to be very knowledgeable on your field of knowledge. If you're a doctor, you're a doctor. If you are a program developer, you're a program developer. And then somewhere else, that maybe let's say here, you have to be knowledgeable how to work with people, how to communicate. I think it's also a life skill. It's not only project management, but whatever you do, you will be part of an organization, you will be part of a team. World is complex, our job is complex. You cannot do everything on your own. So you have to be a good team player, and you have to be some people skills. And in project management, I tend to say two things. 80% of project management is planning, and sometimes I say 70% of project management is communication. So 80%, 70%. Okay, and you haven't done anything yet, and you are at 150%. But yes, it's true. 70% is communication. So you have to be a good people person. Hopefully, maybe you are an introvert, but you can improve those skills. Okay, that was where I was. Yes, I was here. your technology field, your people skills, then you have to be a good organizer. You have to have an analytical skill to break down things. What you should do, you should understand data at least in a basic level. And the fourth thing, and that's why we are here, the project management skills. Actually, it's a common sense techniques that you use in project management. But again, you have to be aware of some of the techniques, some of the templates, some of the processes in project management to be more effective. Of course, you can do it without that, that's for sure. Because I mentioned it's a common sense. You can organize your things if you have no prior knowledge, but if you can put it into a certain framework, it's much easier.
So you are also a very busy man. You have your own entrepreneurship. You have your family. You are very involved in the family and in the kids and bringing them to school. You are also love to go and ride the bike. So how do you manage all these things together so that you still have the balance? And how do you manage yourself, like your life as a project?
Well, your life is not a project. Your life is an ongoing endeavor, and the project has a certain end. That you can fit many projects into your life. For example, if your child go to school, that happened with me last year, then it can be a kind of project. And again, it involves many people, not only me and not only my daughter, but my wife and maybe my friends. I can ask about what is a good school around me, and you can plan it. You can have certain dates, the open days, whatever. So that's a project. If you want to run a marathon, you have some training plans. You can build it into your daily schedule. That can be a project, and many other things are projects. So you run these things together, and that's also something that is very common in your professional life. You don't manage projects 100% of your time. Usually you have your own work, you are doing your business as usual stuff, and then your manager comes and say, hey, you please organize this and that project. Maybe he or she calls it as a project, maybe he does not even call it a project, just it is a project. So that's how you fit it in. You have to be very conscious about your resources, and you have to say no, which is not my strengths, unfortunately. So
Who has this forte to say no? I mean, we are all givers, and for givers, it's really hard to say no. Balázs, your title, exactly what we chose for you, was change the world project by project. So how can you change the world with your projects? How can you have impacts, and what are the things that you can do?
yes, I give this title because whatever change you implement, you do it through project, and we always say that the world is changing very fast, etc., etc. But these changes are projects, and if you find the good projects that you want to do, you want to change, you can change the world project by project. So you asked for a definition, and the plain and dry definition of project management is timed endeavor with a specific aim, and having a beginning and the end with limited resources. That definition is very dry, but actually the definition of project management is the science of implementing good things. That's project management.
So bettering the world project by implementing the changes and planning them up so that you can really
exactly
right-size them.
and whatever you choose to change, you have to be conscious about the aim. Give a good project goal, and a good goal for your projects. Maybe it's not only one project, but several projects. Project management calls it program, by the way. So if you have a big program to implement something, you have a program to build your business. You on the end, and you organized last year's summit. This year's summit, you organized many things, flash mobs in between, and that's how those are all individual projects, and that's how you build your company. And this is a program from beginning here and reaching up very high there.
Yes, and the sky isn't the limit. Let's go and change the world. Exactly, that's what we are doing. Balázs, I think that would be a good idea. We have a limited time with you, but I would think that you could share with us a few project management tools available in this digital world today. So what are the things that people can look up and use in their small, medium businesses that can help them with the project management?
Okay, so first of all, what you want to do, you want to be able to imagine, document, and track what should be done, when it should be done, and by whom it should be done. You want to follow it through. So any tool that you can use for that, it's good. So first of all, you usually work with people. You have to share whatever you have. I like spreadsheets, Excel, or Google Sheets. You can share it by now. By definition, I use cloud-based solutions. So anything in your computer is dead. It's better to share and use those things. Many things you develop as a plan is a kind of spreadsheet. So usually that's why I use spreadsheets, Excel or Google. And the second, for tracking, it can be anything Kanban-like, where you can give a card and you can assign your card to someone. You can move card from one person to the other, or from one stage to the other. And for that, Trello, Microsoft Planner are very, very good tools. I intentionally does not mention or didn't mention MS Project or Jira or all those big things that companies are using, because for your small projects with many individuals, individual contributors, I think these tools are more flexible. And as you mentioned, limit is the sky. If you want to just make a canvas of your project, of your ideas, then you can use Miro, Mural, whatever whiteboard type of program or software.
I put Miro and Trello into the chat. So if you would like to explain, I mean, this two just for a start. I mean, that's enough just to explore how they can help you. And the other thing is spreadsheets. So I'm using it for the summit, and I created actually a huge Excel sheet that I shared with the experts, and then that's how they can manage their links, and that's how they see the 6 weeks, because it's kind of a complex project. So I really love an Excel file. I have to say I didn't like them before, but even just putting a comma after the email addresses makes my life so much easier with a program or a formula than doing it manually. So try it out. There are so many clever things on the market. And I have to let Balázs go, but he is an amazing expert in lean management, in Six Sigma, in so many fields. Please look him up on LinkedIn. And if you would like to have any questions or anything from him, then here's the name. It's Hungarian name, so it's a little bit weird connection of the letters, but it's Balázs Somogyi, and you can just write him. I was at the GES, I saw you talking, and I'm interested in project management, and I'm sure that he will accept the connection, right, Balázs?
Yes, of course. And if I may have a closing word, just seek for project opportunities. Let's be conscious about, okay, I would like to pick up some skills in there, and the best thing if you do it. And if you have any project idea, start it, go for it, and then manage it as a project, and try to use some techniques you can pick up from LinkedIn Learning, any other Coursera course, YouTube. The world is full with nice how-to videos, short and longer ones. Just go for it and be a bold project manager. young and wise.
Together, yes, exactly. So I let you go and manage your projects. And now we are finishing. Thank you very much for being here. Please, guys, Mariam, Jack, and Simfong, I see you commenting. Thank you very much for listening to Balázs. We will stay in the studio. I'm just letting Balázs go. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Beautiful
Thanks
day.
for being with
It's
us.
just morning
Have a
in
nice
Hungary. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
And for the others staying here, I would love to share the projects that one of our constant participants who is always here with us, Jagetis, was preparing. And I would love to share her video. So let me just do that because we have a little time before our next speaker is coming up. I will share with you a video. And I have to tell you in advance that I know Jack from Malaysia, and she's one of the most amazing people that I know. She is in the wise generation, and she is learning so much. And ever since I got to know her, she is the continuous learner, like the real living statue of a continuous learner. And this video she was creating for a project that we did together at the entrepreneur group that I'm leading. And it's about hobbies and it's about projects. So I would love to show you this one. Let me just bring it up. Very quickly, I will play it. Hi, Mariam. Hi, Simfong. Yes, nice to see you here. And Jack, let's see. I will just bring it up very quickly. I'm adding it to the stream now. So here we have Jack's little project. And you have to know what is behind this, that Jack didn't really know how to use InShot. It's also a very easy tool to use when you want to create videos. And we were experimenting with it in the entrepreneurship group to give a few free tools or tools that they can use for promoting their ideas. And Jack was coming up with this little video. So enjoy.
Hi everyone. Hobbies are healthy for kids and adults. Thanks for joining. Hi everyone. Hobbies are healthy for kids and adults. Thanks for joining in. My name is Jagadesh, and it's my pleasure to share this video about hobbies. In conclusion, as a crazy puzzle lady, I put in extra interest to share my opinion. Jigsaw puzzles are great for men and women, especially for seniors, because it has remarkable benefit for the mind and body. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Thank you.
So I'm really, really proud of her. You have to know that she was never using this application before, and it was the first try, and she made so many versions and she made it perfect. And she used also the music from the InShot itself. So she created this video by herself, and I'm really, really proud of you, Jack. Thank you very much for sharing this with us, and hope it will inspire you that it's never too late to start something new. And I hope that you get some inspiration from it, so that it's no matter whether you are young or wise, which group you are in, you can always learn something new, just like all the speakers were talking about this before. Thank you very much, Jag. It was really nice to see you on the screen of the Global Empowerment Hub again. So guys, we still have a little bit of time before our next guest is joining us. Let me see who's coming up. So I will just stop sharing this little video. So we are today with a lot of things and a lot of exciting things. So the next guest is again a Hungarian friend of mine who will talk about digital readiness, right? And the Digital Readiness Institute that he just created. And straight after that, we will have Anil Thomas, who is an NLP master practitioner, and he is an amazing expert on his field. So he will come and we will be in the Zoom room. So please let me explain it again. How do you get to the Zoom room? And I will share my screen again so that you see the whole process from the beginning, because I want you to make the most out of this summit. So I will share my screen. Let me just do that. Little Chrome tab. Here you go. And then you will see my tab. Okay, so what you have to do is just go to the website, all right? Easy peasy. First thing, you just open the What Win One Workshops or Global Empowerment Hub website, right? I'm already logged in as a member, so I can see a lot of things here happening. You see that you can buy anytime your tickets between the 29th and the 7th of November, because the summit is going on. Plus, we open the competition for everyone until the 31st of December to rewatch the replays and collect points and win some amazing prizes that we offered. We just want to encourage you with this to learn and to take time to digest the information. So we were launching the treasure hunt contest, you see, and here there is a barcode on this screen that you see now in the corner up and also on the website. So you can go there and I'm explaining how you can actually win. But what we would like to check now is how to watch the summit. So this is the home page, you see. On the home page, you can just scroll down and you have many information how to watch us live, or you can choose a session. And here already the first embedded calendar. So let me see, today you see with yellow here, it's Friday. And you can see that, oops, here we are with the red line. And Balázs was just here. And the next on is Biro Tom. And then you will see where you can watch us either in YouTube or Facebook. And I even added some other information about how you can join the workshops, how you can join the networking parties, what are the links for the networking party, how you can join the crisis rooms, how you can be a hub member. So a lot of information. So you just have to click always on the title of the sessions. You see here the workshop with Anil will be from 4 p.m. and it's actually a Zoom link, so you can just enter from here. And this is on the home page. You just have to scroll a little bit down. And the other option is go to the schedule button. And then when you see the schedule button, you will see again a little calendar here, right? So in this calendar, it's exactly the same. You just have to click on the title. For example, Tom is coming. So you see YouTube, Facebook, and you can click on the YouTube button and it will take you to the YouTube live show, plus other informations also here, and also another link to the summit calendar that you can add to your own calendar. So I hope this information helps you, and I hope you start slowly learn about how you can make the most out of this summit. Now I have to catch on Tamás where he is and then bring him into the studio. So let me just stop my share and share with you something that we prepared with Anwar Faisal, because we are supporting fashion and we are supporting artists. We would like people to get a little bit more awareness about what other industries are struggling with in this very unprecedented time. So we created projects that are helping the industry. Like last year, we organized a fashion show. This year, we will announce the sustainable fashion show for next year. So let's see this project that we created until I reach Tamás. So let me explain a little bit more about this project. So the other lady that you were seeing in this clip, it was Miss Charm Malaysia, and Anwar Faisal is a Malaysian designer. And together with Azroy Bob and the team, and the photographer, the videographer, we were creating a new way of videos and a new way of setup, how you can actually promote designers on a different way. And for this, we didn't really use much. We were just having a video camera, a photo apparat, and we went to a nice place. And the two of us were dancing around, we were doing the movements, and we got the beautiful clothes from La Vitalia. And we were creating a video for them by ourselves without any huge professional equipment. So this one everyone can do, and even if it's a restricted place, you can still go a few of you, and then you can create a project like this. And La Vitalia had a lot of sales after this promotion, so I believe it's just something that everyone can try. If you have a business, just take your camera, take someone who is good with camera and video, and create small advertisements and something for yourself, so that people can get to know you, they will see you more, and they can trust your products. I see Thomas in the studio, and I will bring him up as soon as he will come back to the seat. What we can do until then, I will just play a little testimonial from our sponsor Priya, and let's see what people say about her book.
श्रीवर्चस्वमायुष्यम् आरोग्यम् आविधाक्षम् मानं महीयते धनं धान्यं पशुं बहु कीर्तिलाभं बहु धनलाभं शतसंवत्सरं दीर्घमायुः.
Honestly, I felt inspired and motivated after reading The Journey of Perseverance. This is certainly a book worth reading. Congratulations, Priya. You did an amazing job.
Hi, I'm Lavanya. The book, Journey of Perseverance, is highly motivating and inspiring. It gave me a clear picture about what success looks like. Congratulations, Priya ma'am, and thank you for a great book.
All right, so here we are. I will have a little interview with Tomasz in Hungarian and Thomas in English, or Tom if you want, and I will bring him into the studio. Hi, Tom, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Andrea. It's nice to see you, everybody.
It's really nice to have you here. I'm really excited. I would just mute you because our mics are not getting used to each other. So until we start, I would like to tell to the audience that we know each other from a very different time, when I was dancing in Hungary and I was teaching tango, and Thomas was joining in and getting to know tango. And in the meantime, he's an amazing entrepreneur, startup. I don't even know how I should call you. So you have so many hats, just like me, and I love your work. So today we are here to talk about something very specific, which is digital readiness, because that's your new project, and it's about a framework that you created and made it available for everyone. So Tamas, how would you introduce yourself if you could do that with your own words?
I'm an architect, a business architect. That's the that's the easiest way to do. I enjoy building businesses, and just like buildings, businesses need to be architected, planned, and they require lots of disciplines to work together. Like in a building, you have, laying bricks or doing woodwork, electricity, plumbing, statics. There are lots of lots of skills and lots of scientific areas working together, different material, wood, plastic, working together. In the same way in business, lots of disciplines work together, from legal to technology to finance to strategy. And all of these things have to work together. And there are very, very different people with different backgrounds, with different skill sets, different, I don't really like the word soft, but soft skills. And you've got to make a team out of them that is actually working together and creating some value. And this is what I do lately. And I have experience from 25 years of entrepreneurship. I've been building companies. And for the last 3 years, I've been helping others build their own companies, to get ready to build their own companies. And I just found out yesterday in a conversation how to summarize this thing that I wrote, this guide, this framework, is something I would have badly needed when I started business. But at that time, there was no such things. Not even Lean Startup was written. So
Yes, we could talk about lean. I just had the Balázs on, who is like literally a lean manager and then a Six Sigma guru. So I know that you also are in Agile and you are doing so many things, which is really related to today's super skills. I call them super skills today that we need to thrive. Tamás, what is the digital readiness about? Why did you have the idea to create this institute, and what is this exactly the material that you are providing for the people? Why did you keep it open? So many questions.
Let me ask with the last one. Why did I keep it open? Because I want this to be available to anybody in the world for free, just like it's an open source project. So it's distributed with the Creative Commons license. You can even make profit with it. I don't mind. I want people to learn from it and keep it open. So it's the CCSA BY license. So you can make changes to it. You can write your own, but you have to give it back to the community. It's very important for me to give to the community, especially small businesses. They can't afford expensive consultants or sometimes even expensive books if you start your business on a shoestring. So that was important to me. And what is digital readiness is the word readiness came to me after a long research, and it says that the state of readiness is when you are prepared to do something, you have the right skills and the right knowledge. And the other meaning is that if you're courageous enough to do it. So you have to be ready in two sense, prepared with knowledge, and the other one is prepared with internal strength to do something. Because building a company requires lots of mental strength. And I put together this framework from like 34 elements, which all have to be at the right place and integrated the right way so that everything works together. It's like a complicated machine for me, a company. And the framework is about how to use the talent that's in your company to the company's advantage and to the people's advantage, so that they actually enjoy going to your company. And I want everybody to be happy in a company. The digital agile age that we live in requires a very different mindset. It requires agility. It requires, here's the definition. It requires lots of counterintuitive things. So people think from just common sense, you sometimes get the false results. For example, let me give you an example. I like examples. For example, still a lot of people want to motivate knowledge workers with money. It's research from psychology shows that it's not working. Our experience shows it's not working, and still we're trying to use money to motivate people. Late Mr. Csikszentmihalyi, who just passed away yesterday, did lots of research on this, and Daniel Pink's book Drive, you can read a lot about human motivation. And my biggest motivator was that I saw people read these books. I saw people get the knowledge, but still saw people not putting this knowledge into practice. And my kind of mission is to put this into practice in more and more companies around the globe. And that's why I kind of recruited this loosely coupled set of experts to work together and form this institute where knowledge can be shared, probably globally if it's possible.
I love this. I really love, and you know that we are so aligned in this perspective. We really need the agility, and we need the creativity, and we need problem-solving skills that are like. I believe it will be part of the super skills panel discussion this year, because it's really one of all of these are super skills, and what you created is basically a framework that everyone can use, which is you can easily make an assessment, right? So what is the main core of of the free material, or the free part of what they can look at, or how does it work at the first time when I was showing the website, I was going through it here, just showing everything what you prepared, and it's such a beautifully done website with all the information that are important. But what is the first thing that people visiting this website should do?
Of course, the first thing, download the guide, download the Digital Readiness Framework. It's an ebook. The new version is up. I just uploaded it yesterday, 2.1. It's about 60 pages, and I try to keep it as short as possible. So it's very sometimes even curt. It's very condensed material, very similar to the Scrum Guide in style, which was on purpose. So because I like that style, very short sentences and a very core knowledge. Part of the problem is that people who build businesses don't have time to learn. You know, it's this very old caricature when ancient people are drawing a little cart that has square wheels, and one of them is running after them with a round wheel that he discovered the wheel. It's everything made of stone, and they say, "I'm sorry, we don't have time for inventions because we are working." And it's this caricature, stuck in my mind. And correlated with my experience that leaders don't have time to read, to go to conferences, to learn. A lot of leaders, a lot of CEOs enter a firefighting mode. They're so entangled in their everyday jobs, and they operate on a lower level of consciousness, if I use Richard Barrett's definitions, which is survival. Getting the financials, getting money, doing the accounting, keeping, compliance together. And they don't focus on the higher levels of consciousness, like having a purpose, defining a vision for your team, because they assume that everybody knows their vision because he's talking about or she's talking about, but they're not. In practice, a lot of leaders are not talking about their vision. They assume everybody has the same vision. So that's why on top of my framework, there is purpose and values and human motivation. Because if you neglect the theory of human motivation, which is, to tell the truth, is very simple. People just need three things to be motivated: a purpose, an opportunity to get mastery, to get better at what they do, and an autonomy. And the three things actually, have a circular reference to each other, because you're not given autonomy if you don't have some kind of mastery. So if you're not good at something, nobody will trust you to do it alone. But if you're not trusted to do it alone, you won't get mastery. And the first thing that you can get out of this vicious circle is to have a purpose and have some autonomy, and then learn something, and then have more autonomy, learn more, and so on and so on. And the rest of the framework is about the architecture of the company, creating a pyramid of time boxes from eternity to long-term, short-term, 1 year, quarter, an agile iteration of 1 month or bi-weeks, and 1 day, which is a pyramid of execution. And at each and every level, you do inspect and adapt regularly, which is agile. But agile frameworks only deal with the first or the top level of the pyramid, the 1 day and the 1 month. There are very few frameworks, or there is no framework that is working on the quarterly or annual time box, except for OKRs, objectives and key results, which are very similar to for example, Scrum or any of the other agile framework. But people don't talk about OKRs as being an agile framework, but it is basically agility. It does quarterly and annual inspection and adaptation, and provides transparency. What is it if it's not agile? And the rest is just some other things. Also very important, like having an enterprise architecture, so having the technology right, which is at the bottom of the framework. There's a drawing, there's an infographic for this framework. You can see on the screen in the middle. It looks like a Dalek from Doctor Who, but otherwise it's not frightening. And the total bottom of all this, everything that supports this, is critical thinking. So if you don't practice critical thinking, it is very hard to do anything right. And critical thinking for me is, thinking in a sane way, in a scientific way, seeing things as they are. And I think that is the hardest part to learn, because if you haven't been raised that way, it's very hard to master. But of course, you can learn that, just like you can learn basically anything from tango to motivation theory to agility. You can learn anything you want. The key here is if you want it, or if you dare. Because lots of people think that certain things cannot be learned. And those assumptions, those false assumptions, are also listed as myths in this framework. And of course, I will expand this list, because it's a huge list. I only included the most basic ones. For example, I just met a CEO who said that there is no company culture, and the sole reason for his lack of understanding is because the results of an assessment showed very bad results about the company culture of that company. And instead of trying to embrace, I need to quote this movie, embrace the suckiness. So embrace that you have issues and learn how to fight them. Instead, he is in denial of the entire problem. He's even in denial of the entire theorem of company culture. And that happens to people in small to large companies. So it's size agnostic. People are just people, whether they're leading 2,000 people, 20,000, or just 20. They're the same people. They think the same. The level of stress may be different, but not really. You can get lots of stress from 20 people. So basically, this is why I put together to show people who don't have time to learn that what are the most important interrelations of theories and practices, and what are those theories and practices that you really need to master in order to build a company that is built on a solid foundation. And just like a building, you don't want it to crumble.
I really like the concept, and it's really having all the angles. Like if you will download this specific manual and the framework itself from the website, you just have to go to the website that is displayed here, digitalreadiness.com, and then you will see the download link. And then after that, you download it, you will see the 60 pages of knowledge what Tamás was collecting together with the whole framework and this beautiful image, which is kind of like the short summary of the whole framework, right? Later you will talk about all the different parameters inside. So I'm really urging you to do this. And if you're watching this later on a replay, then please visit the website in the meantime so that you can get familiar with the digital readiness and reach out to Tamás if you need some help. On the other hand, Tamás, what would be your advice or your thought on the generational differences? Like digital readiness is also something that is not every generation is ready the same way, right? Even youngsters, even millennials or baby boomers are on a different level of digital readiness. So how they can catch up? What is the easiest way to start to learn, or what would be your advice? Or do you see it this way? I know that you have disruptive thoughts all the time. So what's your perspective on this?
Yes, I to tell you the truth, I don't really believe in generations. I think of generations more of Adam from Adam Ruins Everything. Adam Conover said that it's just a marketing bluff. But of course, there are certain differences between people of different ages in because of the technology. So when we were I'm slightly older than you. When we were little kids, it was wired telephone. Even wired telephones weren't available everywhere. And now, when my daughter was 2 years old, she used, at the age of 2.5, she went back to the Wi-Fi network if the phone dropped the Wi-Fi, because she didn't even know what the Wi-Fi was. She just copied the movement and clicked on the right buttons. So, of course, people who grew up in this area can't even imagine what it was to go on a date, and if you're going late, no one would wait for you. and there was no way to call them that, I'm sorry, baby, I'm going late. So it was a different world, but I think differences between people right now, cultural differences, knowledge differences, belief or myth belief differences are much bigger than, for example, the difference between my daughter and myself, or my daughter and you, probably, because it's not really the technology. Of course, if you grew up with technology, it might be easier, but it's also harder because there's a lot more to learn. And when we were young, we had C64s. That was the technology, and it was a lot of time to learn gradually. So at the age of 13, where my daughter is, we were programming C64s in assembly and machine code with my friend, the same guy that I founded our company Baryon and SenseNet with. Nowadays, there's a lot more to learn in a lot shorter time. So I think generations might have these differences, but something that is really universally same in my experience, regardless of age, is that people are still taught, like 40 years after, still taught 100-year-old principles about business, principles from the industrial age, principles from the big old companies like the oil and iron companies of Rockefeller and the like. These people were hiring guns to shoot at their own employees if they didn't work. And we are still applying the principles of these people. I like to tell the analogy to people that if we look at some of the businesses, or most of the businesses today, they are on a level equal to the level of using leeches in medicine. So if our medicine were at the same level, we would still be, letting blood and using leeches to heal. And we don't. We have tooth implants, we have heart implants, we have, all kinds of crazy technology, mRNA. And in building companies, we're still using 150-year-old principles, like motivating people with carrots and sticks. Here's big bunch of money if you work right, but if you don't, you're gonna be fired or punished or humiliated. Or so we still we don't, but a lot of people still do this. And words like servant leadership or having strategic objectives transparently disseminated even to blue-collar workers is usually very, very esoteric for people. But for example, involving blue-collar workers, so physical workers in strategy, is rarely done, except that Toyota does it for like 40 years. I know you're a lean person, so you must know really well that these people have been using Gamba walks to walk the Gamba, the factory
meetings,
floor.
huddle meetings and everything. Yeah, exactly. Tamas, I have to interrupt you a little bit because I have to jump to the workshop room with Anya Thomas. So it was nice to have a little bit of teaser from your perspective and from the digital readiness. And I already put here in the comments that we will have a live workshop with you tomorrow about strategic agility. My tongue is a little bit tired already. So strategic agility in leadership tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Singapore time. So if anyone would like to jump in, just use the GES workshop Zoom room and you can meet Tamas live in the Zoom room online, and you can get to know him better and what he does, and he will have 50 minutes with us. So thank you very much, Tamas. Have an amazing day. It's just starting for you. It's already afternoon for you. So thank you very much for being here for the short interview, and see you tomorrow at your workshop.
Okay. And anybody who comes to my workshop, dare to ask anything. That's the more questions, the better.
We have a few comments. Simfong is saying I shall check out the website later. So please do, and download the digital readiness framework. And you are already I have to say that you are already the first Asian guys who are having access to this, because we just launched it now with Tamas. I haven't sent out anything to anywhere. So if you download it, you will be the first Asian guys who are going to look at it and read it. Thank you very much. Jag is saying cultural differences are very, very wide these days, and we have to think about them. Thank you very much, Jag, for listening.
We're open to any feedback.
Please. Simfong will, I'm sure Simfong will come back to you with some applications and some advices.
Okay, goodbye. See you tomorrow if you join my workshop.
See you, Tamas. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.